Who am I? Does it matter? Where do I get my credentials from? I have no piece of paper, I have no resume, I have no record you can refer to. But when the source of our very breath decides to grant a man knowledge or reveal something to him, then he will speak. The God of Israel, the Father of all of our spirits, has made known to us himself through his Son. The ether is going to tear to shreds man's image of God, man's desires rather than what God has desired in us. God has made us fearfully and wonderfully. God made us to be. The sky is the limit. The ability for man to empathize, the ability for a man to imagine wonderful things with the help of God and to build accordingly. We had the Ark of the Covenant, we had Noah's Ark, we had amazing buildings. The problem is we have begun to worship these buildings and think that God resides in these buildings when he resides in the hearts of men. And he's not confined to the hearts of men. But surely he does take residence up in us. This is why the righteous will be justified by faith. Because when the ether rips control, man's desire away from him, even the desire to carry out the law, the will to carry out the law is not in our rational grasp. The will to carry out the law is only through the Spirit. And to be granted the Spirit is a gift from God. So even when you begin to act in love, even when you begin to do what you need to do in life, there's no room for boasting, for it was a gift to give to others freely. And we fall short, surely we do. I must confess every day the things I've hid from myself, that I've hid from God, that I try to hid from others. I try to always trying to control the situation in my own power, and it never works. And I'm not afraid to admit that, for I boast of my weaknesses. Been through many fears, been to the bottom place of despair, shipwreck, spent time in the deeper waters. But faith, God has granted me, has and is overcoming all of it. The psychological mind games, the ruts of habits formed that were not my own or not God's intention for me. And you may say, oh, he speaks to God. It's so much subtler than that. It's not like I'm hearing a voice in my head. It's like the wind moving me to do something I know I should be doing. Or maybe something that I'm passionate about. And I'm always asking myself and checking in, dialoguing with the Spirit. Is this helpful to others? Is this of good report? But even through good report and bad report, a man must speak. For when the Spirit is laid upon his heart, if that man doesn't speak, the rocks would cry out. We have no reason to fear. Our iniquity blocks our hearts off from God, but God has made a promise to wash away the world's iniquities. He's already finished that work in Jesus Christ, but it's time for man to have a revelation of what has been done, an apocalypse, an uncovering of God's eternal truth.